because they all have a different like consistency on it. So like coconut gives you crunch. No matter what you're doing, if you're trying to add crunch to something, it's minimal taste, but coconut flakes will have a lot of crunch to it. So you can put that into it. So anything that you're doing, you're going to build up a consistency. You'll still use an egg wash or a milk wash or whatever you're going to use for it, but then you dip it in a different type of flour. Yep. So and you can eat those every day, and as long as it fits. But yeah. So think about this, Matt. Like your two favorite. Yeah. Well. So on Sunday we'll have mom or something. I'll have her send something over. But yes. So the whole idea is like, look at this. Like we talk about chicken wings all the time, right? So like your chicken wings could be still either naked or breaded. Put them in the air fryer. You could still do buffalo sauce. You could still make like your own concoction of that. You could still do your cheese sticks. There's a lot of things you can still do. You just have to think a little bit outside the box of how do I avoid that fried stuff. Okay? It is doable. I promise. If you're somebody who likes like sweet potato fries, buy either like the squash pre-cut up little like medallions, I think they're called, at Publix. Either that.
Squash?
What is it?
Butternut squash?
I don't know. It's orange. It looks like sweet.
butternut.
Yeah. So butternut squash then. That or the carrots. They sell carrot chips, and you put those in the air fryer. They come out just like sweet potato fries. We'll put cinnamon and Splenda on them, and salt a little bit, and I mean they're just delicious. So there are options out there outside of just like what's in your box of what you automatically think of. All right. Who's a teacher or a nurse in here? Raise your hand. Oh, that's not bad. Anybody cop?
Well, not really.
So this last one is the only one that I really have to worry about. Teachers, nurses, cops. They can't handle this one. No alcohol, guys. All right? No alcohol. They are my biggest drunks of everybody.
You forgot plumbers.
Plumbers, no.
Come on, you
Just the
and Travis.
boss. Just the boss, yeah. But it really is. My nurses, my cops, and yeah, my teachers. They are the ones that have a hard time with the wine stuff. So think about this. Clear alcohol, start it over the next 21 days. If you can just start to incorporate that with some sort of sugar-free mixer, if you have to drink, you're gonna get way more bang for your buck in a smaller portion than you do for a whole glass of wine. But guys, if you've been trying and doing the same thing for a period of time and you're not liking the result, like again, you have to pick that lever that's gonna move the biggest doors. So like if you don't really eat much sugar and you do pretty well with vegetables and you eat fruit every day, but you drink 3 glasses or a half bottle or a bottle of wine every night, that's your 2 things you need to pick. Bottle 1 and bottle 2. Right? So it's like you don't even have to pick 4 things or 8 things. Like if you know that that's the one mistake you're making, switch to clear liquor. I mean, it's not the ultimate answer of everything. Are we feeling good? All right. So that doesn't mean it's the perfect answer. I'm not endorsing alcoholism by any means, but I'm endorsing a healthier way as far as with our waistlines and with our blood sugar. All right. We were fortunate enough to have a woman on Tuesday that's a diabetic. The biggest thing, fortunate so just the wrong way to say any of that. The easiest way to avoid diabetes is to eat like a diabetic, okay? If it's something that you won't be able to eat if you get the worst disease basically on the planet besides maybe cancer, don't eat it now, okay? So anything that fuels like the diabetic syndrome of everything, like you probably shouldn't be eating now. If you look at this plan and you fall through this is a diabetic meal plan that you can give to any diabetic and say, live the rest of your life healthy. It's really what it is. So when you look at this, like people will talk about, oh, artificial sweeteners, doesn't it do this, doesn't do this. Sugar will kill you. Sugar will take off your legs. Sugar will make you lose your fingers. Like sugar will do a lot of things that are really, really bad, and it's crazy addictive. If you have to substitute with an evil of a little bit of a Splenda or a little bit of something here and there throughout to help your weaning process, do it. Is it the ultimate perfect solution long term? That's a personal decision up to you, okay? I honestly, I put like the artificial sweetener debate almost as much as like religion at this point. You will have people, and gluten. Gluten, religion, and artificial sweeteners. Like people are more passionate about those 3 topics than anything else. To me, I've done research. Rats who have a liver like this big, if you take Splenda out of their system, a week later, there's no traces in their liver. We have a way better functioning body, a way more efficient liver. To me, it's your choice, okay? But again, diabetes is life-ending. Yes? Stevia wasn't considered artificial, but now they don't make just straight stevia anymore. Even like Truvia has traces of Splenda in it. It's so, unless you're getting the liquid dropper of stevia, which is brutally bitter, it's hard to find something. Monk fruit, from what I've heard from everybody else, is really good, but I've never tried it. So it's expensive, yeah. It's amazing, you said? Like it sweetens great, like ratio-wise?
Yeah, I made some for work function.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even knows that it's
That's awesome.
normal sugar.
That's good to know. Greek yogurt too, guys. If you're like hosting something at your house, you're making chip dip, whatever, make it with Greek yogurt. They will never know it's not sour cream. You will trick them all, and you'll make them all healthier. Like your husbands won't know, your wives won't, like no one will know. We've done it for years. And
I did that with my 5-year-old with tacos because
Oh,
he
yeah.
loves sour cream.
5-year-old tacos. Like even if you're making like, say you're making like something unhealthy for your kids, like mac and cheese, instead of using all the extra milk and butter, put Greek yogurt in it. They'll never know. They'll be like, it tastes awesome, but you're actually making it healthier for them. So that's good to know about monk fruit. Greek yogurt's a very versatile thing. But guys, everything you're doing is making small concessions for a big outcome. All right, 65 to 68%, whatever you want to look at stat-wise, is overweight or obese in this country. Don't be so, is it audacious? Don't be so audacious to think, oh, I can do a few ab exercises once a day and I'm going to be great. It's not going to happen, guys. Sacrifice, you get a result, okay? So there's got to be a little bit of sacrifice to get the result. A bigger sacrifice gets the bigger result. The biggest thing you got to look at is, can I do this not just in 30 days, but can I do this in 30 years? And so, well, let's take away 30 years. Can I do this for 21 days or 21 years, since we're doing a 21-day program? And really look at that with every decision you're making. If you're like, there's no way I'm going to cut this out for 30 years or 21 years, whatever, don't do it, okay? Find another one of those 8 tips and 8 strategies to incorporate. Because really, this comes down to like, it doesn't need to be this for the rest of our lives. The whole idea is to kind of get here, find your ideal weight, and kind of ride it out. There's still going to be these ups and downs, as all of you guys all know. But the less wave or less amplitude? Where's my math teachers?
Yeah.
Amplitude?
Yeah.
Yeah? Less amplitude between your waves, the better. Okay? Any questions, guys? Beans.
Yeah.
Skip them.
Yeah.
Skip them. Do hummus. It's still beans. Chickpeas.
I have hummus and celery at home, but I'm thinking I'm gonna stop and buy some cucumbers and carrots to go with the hummus.
Cucumbers and carrots and bake them. Like, they're delicious. You know, another, guys, anybody who needs to take off, please do. Any of our new people, if you want to do the exercise here with us for the next 2 weeks, you can just, or 3 weeks, you can pop in and just do them. If you guys want to jump into workouts, we always have 2 weeks for $1, so you guys can jump into any of that stuff, and I'd be happy to share all that information afterwards. Anybody who needs to leave, guys, you can take off, but otherwise, question and answer, I'll riff for as long as we want. So apples, too, not only just the carrots, but apples, bake them. Put cinnamon on them, and then take Ready Whip, which is just straight creamer, and put that on top. And you have a perfect dessert that you can make like with your lunch, or you can have before your workout, or anything like that.
Now, are pears part of your food?
Pears?
Pears, yes.
Yeah. So the denser the fruit, the less moisture in the fruit, the more fiber, the better it's going to be. So your apple and pears are going to have the highest amount of fiber, lowest amount of like glycemic, like sugar effect in the body. It's going to last longer as far as the energy in your system too. Your next is going to be berries. So you start with pear and apples, berries, cantaloupe would basically be like your top that you want to look at. Kiwi can kind of fit in there a little bit, but your melons, anything summer fruit, if you think summer, sugar in, sugar out. So you get a quick spike, quick crash. So just avoid those, especially in the next 3 weeks. Yeah. When you get out of the 3 weeks, I mean, again, you can eat watermelon through the summer, we can eat all that stuff. But when you're having only 2 servings of fruit a day, don't make one of them watermelon for the next 3 weeks. Even grapes, like, grapes are great, but they're not
They're
going to
so
keep you
sugary,
full very
though.
long.
It
Yeah, but they're
tastes
delicious. Grapes with a little bit of cheese, like I'm French Canadian, like it's, yeah.
Oh, I
But
love my
cheese.
cheese.
Apples
but,
and cheese.
Apples and cheese probably too, same thing. A little bit of carb, a little bit of fat will give you some good energy. And so when you're looking at snacks, guys, that's the other part too, is in between your meals is your make or break time. A lot of people can do very well for their meals, and then 2 hours after their dinner, they eat like shit. Doesn't matter if you had a great salad if you went and had ice cream afterwards, right? So the whole idea is like, you gotta find that balance of whatever it is that you're doing. And so, yeah, I don't know.
What are desserts though? I mean,
Yeah, so that's a great question. So like desserts, when we started this like little meal plan, this was the 14-day detox. It's a very similar of what we did at the beginning. It was February 28th, I think, that we started this last time. So we thought Chili Cow would work good, the ice cream bars. And we actually looked at them, second or third ingredient is sugar. And I didn't even realize, so even though they're only like 5 grams or 6 grams of sugar, it's still too many. We actually went through all the frozen aisle, whatever, and I ended up forming a new addiction. But sugar-free Klondikes are only 9 grams of fat, 4 sugar, 3 sugar, whatever, and there's no added sugar. And it's like 4 or 5 grams of protein or whatever. And we've started looking, and it's like a sugar-free Klondike is almost healthier than a Greek yogurt cup. And it's almost like everything that we go to eat now, I'm like, man, I should just be having a Klondike. And it's like, I think I'm gonna live off chicken breast and Klondike, so I'm gonna try that for a meal plan. But the whole idea is like the fat from it is all saturated. If you look at the number one ingredient, coconut oil. I mean, it's all using the same things that we're talking about, but there's all sorts of ways to get your fats and some of those things in. So she asked about dessert, she's not listening. You know what you call a person who asks a question and doesn't listen?
Sorry.
No, it's a real question, it's a joke, but. Asshole. If you ask and don't listen, you're an asshole. Or the people are like, can you write me a diet? And I spend a day writing a diet and they never like even start. I'm like, oh, you asshole. That stinks. It's good. So the sugar-free Klondikes, I love. Greek yogurt, we started doing those. So like the Light and Fit Dannon, great. I love those because they come in flavors. But I get the plain vanilla.
Ice cream?
No, Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Plain vanilla, Light and Fit Greek yogurts by Dannon. I'll get the sugar-free Hershey's chocolate chips, put maybe 8 to 10 of them, whatever, just so it's got some crunch in there. Coconut flakes, put that in there too, which has no extra sugar, no anything. Put it in the freezer for like 10 to 15 minutes. It's my ice cream. It's like, that's my nighttime treat. I know it's yummy.
Dannon.
Yep, Dannon, Light and Fit. Yeah. Just think Live Fit and kind of spell it out when you're there. It's kind of close. Anything else anybody can think of? Yes.
I was watching a video, but then I realized it was an old video.
Oh, it's good.
A time ago. But it was something about like your sugars when you eat your sugars first thing in the morning compared to like.
Did you watch the coffee video? Is that what it was?
No, I don't
Is
remember
it
what.
my
You had like.
addiction?
No, it was like you had like some
Was it the My Addiction video?
thing. I don't know.
All right, so
I
guys,
don't really know what I'm doing.
perfect scenario. Like this is awesome that he said this. Cool. So like blood sugar, BS, timeline. So you all have a hormone called growth hormone.
Yeah, this is
Just get out of here.
Yeah.
So it is. I know. So this is the worst way to start your morning. It's the name
Well,
of the
let me
video.
ask you though. Protein shake has sugar in it, so if I woke up and had a protein shake, is that bad?
You shouldn't have it. You're talking about the isogenics one, or are you talking
Yeah.
about? It's minimal. I wouldn't count that as sugar. No,
Okay.
because you're getting protein offset too. So like you have growth hormone and you have insulin. When your insulin is low, this is high. When your blood sugar is high, your insulin is low. So when you're looking at this, the whole idea is you want to try and keep your blood sugar as low as possible in the morning, because what growth hormone is like your youth hormone. It helps you recover from injury, it makes your skin better, it gives you energy, it helps kind of everything. So growth hormone, like people pay $1,000 a month to go to the rejuvenation clinics and get injected and stuff, but really like your body naturally makes it. The problem is why we need it so much as human beings is because we eat so much sugar that when our blood sugar is always high, our growth hormone is low. We have joint pain, we don't recover, we're tired, we're sleepy, we have all these different things, but it's like growth hormone is your youth hormone. So, hold on, before you get into this. So like if you start your morning with sugar in your coffee, you're right there, and you're now at the very first thing in the morning, you're cutting down, like basically when this goes up, this is down. When you're overnight sleeping, where's your blood sugar? Stable, steady. When you wake up in the morning, that's when your hormones are the highest. Without getting too weird or whatever, but this is just real talk. Anybody who lives with a guy, what happens to a guy in the morning? That's your hormones, okay? So everything is up in the morning. So when your hormones are high, don't crush it with sugar and knock it down. You want to ride this wave for as long as you can and wait till that 10 o'clock time when you start to notice your energy starting to dip a little bit. That's when you do your fruit snack. Maybe fruit with nuts, maybe some of those different things we talked about today. But you want to try and stay in that growth hormone state. I'm so glad you brought that up. You want to stay in that growth hormone state for as long as you can, because like your mornings are your most effective for fat burning. Like if you wanted to really make the biggest difference, like going for a walk every morning, first thing in the morning, is really like kind of the best way to kick it off. And then no sugar, obviously, too.
Would I be better off doing something like when I wake up in the morning, have like a hard-boiled egg and like piece of beef jerky to last me until midday or something?
Yeah,
Or
I went over there. Your shakes are great though, man. Like I know it has a little bit of sugar, but it's from fruit. It's papaya extract and a few other things. Like look through the label because I really don't think it has sugar on there. I think
It's
like
not high. I just know it has probably something.
yeah, look in the ingredients, not in the nutrition facts, but look in the ingredients label on the right hand side. Just see if it actually lists on the line item any place if it lists sugar. I don't think it does. I want to say it's from like papaya and some fruits and stuff. I think it's apple pectin and a few other things, but as long as it's that and you have that much fiber, that much protein, obviously I'm familiar with the product you're using, I think they're great. Like I would start your morning with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, unless you're going to start doing morning cardio, then I would do no food, do a little cardio, then do your shake afterwards. Because again, then you can get your insulin levels even lower, growth hormone even higher first thing when you wake up. I know you don't do this, but I'm still telling you.
Right. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. If somebody's not adverse to being a morning person, like our 6 a.m. clients get the best results, and there's a couple different reasons why. One, because of this whole thing right here, Two, because nothing gets in their way throughout the day. They wake up, the first thing on their schedule is they show up here, then they go to work. When you work all day, you have kids, you have different things going on, distractions can happen later in the day. So I knew kind of obviously this just from kind of watching, but I asked Ashley to pull the numbers. And so it is, it's about the 6 a.m. people average about 4.2 workouts. The 9 a.m. people average about 3.5 workouts a week. The afternoon people average 2.5 workouts a week. So it's almost a full discrepancy of 2 workouts a week from the people who come at 6 a.m. to the afternoon people. So if you could just start even incorporating just like a sprint to that mailbox a couple houses down, or bicycle crunches before you have your morning coffee or whatever, something like that, or these exercises here, do those in your
Not have
kitchen.
morning coffee and not have-
What happens when you mention 6 a.m. and you make me tired already? It's not gonna
I
happen.
know, it sucks. Guys, my body does not work at 6 a.m.
Work
No
at
way.
6 a.m.
Even training, I'm like,
No, I've never been able to get up that early, ever.
yeah, it's awful.
I was never a morning person.
Even when we're working at 9:30, I don't like that. That's awful for me. I throw up almost every time. My blood sugar's so low, I just don't
9:30
like
works
it.
for me because that's about when I naturally wake up about 8 o'clock.
Yeah. It's, you know, again, like I always try to make this example, and not necessarily as much here because obviously we have people working out a little more fit, but everything I do in the community, when it's at businesses, I'm pretty sure I said this with you guys, but any business I go to, any community, like we're doing a 4-week series at some Starkey Ranch community, something like that, starting in 2 weeks. The whole thing I really tell them is like the healthiest people we know in our lives do not go to a gym. And they might, but it's like, it's their sprinkles on top of the cake. The healthiest people we know in our lives are the ones who go out for a walk with their dog every morning. They play tennis, they golf, they play racquetball. Like,
They do stuff they enjoy, so they do it more.
they do stuff they enjoy. They have a hobby that's physical. And that's it. Like if you're depending on a gym for your only success, you're screwed because the enthusiasm goes away.
Right.
You know, 50% of our clients here have been here for 4 years or more. Well, what about the other 50%? They're gone. So what are they doing? You know, so that's where you really need to find healthy hobbies. That's a huge, huge part of it. And if it's a morning walk, 100 morning bicycle crunches, 300 Russian twists to start your day. Dude, you realize, and I'm telling you, like, those are the couple things that add up big time. It's those little small habits. Like, you did Little Black Dress. You lost what, probably 20 pounds or whatever, 16 pounds. It's,
The first 4 weeks, it was the 5th week.
that whole consistency thing.
For the workout. and
But it
then
is, the
day-
biggest
day
key for that
2,
group, that coaching group, is we do morning metabolizers, which is these exact workouts.
whatever today is.
These look just like this, right? The morning metabolizers. I mean, they're not. I wrote those then. I wrote these
this,
down.
and I do it. And I binge
5 minutes to kick your body off. Tony Robbins talks about changing. Guys, can you like talk me to that? I'm so ADD. I'm like hearing my thoughts, but I'm not hearing my thoughts. But like Tony Robbins says, change your state first thing in the morning. And it's really one of those things like you want to wake up without looking at your cell phone and getting on social media. So like wake up, write your thoughts down for the day, do some crunches, jump in a cold shower. Like you need to do something that's a little bit changing of your state to like really get going in the day. One of the easiest ways to do it is just with some ab exercises, you know. And your hands could just be against the kitchen counter, and you can just kind of trot in place as you're watching morning news. You know, don't overthink what exercise is. Exercise is movement, and that's it. Cool, guys? So easy. Warm up. You want to do it again?
How do you count the grams?
Don't worry about that yet. So when you're looking at that, like, is there a specific like on a?
I'm just saying, like your protein grams.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a chicken breast today.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this, like on the grams of shakes and stuff, it's going to tell you how much is in a scoop. So like if you do a scoop, it's 25 grams.
I figured I saw them do it. I figured I would. Like, that's
So this would not be your. You see what I'm saying? Like that would be the one we pick out of your core. Does that make sense? Because it's like way out of like the zone. But what we do, oh, and guys, for the news, I didn't even say this. Every Thursday night, 7:15, we have a new topic that we repeat every 4 weeks. Next week is nutrition basics. We'll be talking.
How's the weather there?
Yeah, so that'll be next Thursday at 7:15.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Tornado. Like, there's on MyFitnessPal. You can use that.
That's
But
it. That's a great
MyFitnessPal, yeah.
a little
See,
scale. It's amazing.
I make it for
Almost
like the
40
first 3
pounds.
meals of day one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in conjunction with, I want to do 15 more, but
I love actually. So let me give you the opposite of that. So he lost. I could make it through the first 3 meals of day one, and then I forget to do it. My ADD, as you see there, like I am. Once I have my plan, I don't want to think about it getting stuff. So my thing is for a lot of people. For 10.
I made 2
but I'm set. Once I get on the schedule, I'm like strict to it. I can focus on it.
He's very tasked, so like when he gets into something, he's task oriented, so he's gonna keep going because he knows he's gotta look back at that. To me, I wanna get the plan ahead of time and I want him to go. So like where he wants to check back, I kinda don't. Like it's all different personalities and how they do it. Some people, we just do this. Protein, carb, whatever. What does a teacher do? The teacher uses color forms and they move like this and here and look. It's however you want to make it work best for you. But I think a lot of people try and fit themselves in a box. Well, this is my friend's work. Your friend's different. And the one thing here is like the less you've done up to this point, the less you have to change to get the biggest result. The more you've been doing, because now you've been going for a while, he has to make bigger changes to get a little result. So it's like when your motivation is the lowest in the beginning is when you can get the highest return on your investment. When your motivation is high and it's already part of your routine, that's when like you have so much more than the same level of like return. You know? So it's in the beginning when you can really make that pendulum swing in that first like 3-4 weeks and you can start building up some habits, you can make it fall off quick. But if you wait till
Oh, he's not. No.
4 years
Done.
in, you